What's up? Thank you for stopping by the Massachusetts Whiskey Reviews. My name is Thomas Metal 75 for another Massachusetts Whiskey, not beer reviews today. Very interesting product on hand, I suppose, from the Clyde's May brand. This is their Clyde's May original Alabama style whiskey. Original Alabama style whiskey. How did I acquire this 50 milliliter little mini bottle? I was at the Julio's Liquors in Westboro, Massachusetts, coming back home from Worcester, Massachusetts from a previous night before New England Metal and Hardcore Festival. And as I'm at the Julio's Liquors, and I am doing a mix of six of some beers, I see they call it a tri-pack of different Clyde's Mays. They did the three of them for $9.99. Good deal for this Alabama style whiskey. They have their bourbon and they have their rye. Again, $9.99 for three of those. It was a pretty good deal. This is distilled and bottled for Conic Ridge Distillery in Cocoa, Florida. They got something to do with that Florida distillery, something to do with Kentucky, and something to do with, I think, the state of or Alabama. I think the brand is, the Conic Ridge Brands is in New York or something. I don't know. It's a very odd conglomeration of who actually makes this whiskey. It just says distilled and bottled for in their brand in Florida. So let's go with Florida, shall we? What's making this an Alabama style whiskey is the usage of apple in some regard. Resting on apples, I guess. It says 4 years on the website. It's aged for 4 years and something to do with apples. So I guess this Clyde's May guy, bootlegger back in the day, used to make the whiskey, the moonshine, and rest it on apples. Go away, fly. So that's kind of interesting. It's considered a flavored whiskey, really. If you use the distiller.com app, which is the Untapped of spirits, basically. So we'll try it with some. We'll try it neat, and then we'll try it with some ice because you know what? Drink it the way that you want to drink it, and I want some ice later. So let's give this a try, shall we? Maybe not the whole thing initially. All right. Cheers, Angie. Creative vibrations. All right. So let's take a look at the color of this whiskey, shall we? Alabama style whiskey. It's a nice caramel copper color. Very nice. Oh, and if I didn't mention already, which I did not, 85 proof, 42.5% ABV. Batch number, can't even read that, it's in cursive, and recipe number 1. Bam, I don't think it's a super expensive whiskey either. So let's get a nose on that. We saw the color. Let's do a nosing. What's up, Captain Bampton? Cheers. Sweet vanillas and corn come out. Get a graininess to this one. Let me pour a little bit more, I guess. So sweet corns, grains, vanillas. I get the apple underneath. It's like a green apple. Yeah, get an apple or green apple skin underneath. That's really about it. A little bit of alcohol. Cheers. Those are the only notes. Maybe some cinnamon or creme brulee. Hardly any of that, really. But cheers. Let's see how it's like neat. More cinnamon, Apple Jacks. That kind of cinnamon and grain flavor. Cereal grain flavor. Nice cinnamons and caramel. There's a bit, I'm kind of surprised slightly, a slight bit of viscosity to that. You finish with a nice cinnamon sugary note. That's the one. Cinnamon sugar with the cereal grains from Apple Jacks cereal. A faint but perceivable mintiness. Faint but perceivable. I have no idea what the mash bill is. I don't know how much corn, rye, or even malted barley they use. If they use wheat, I don't know. I would assume it's more of the traditional corn, rye, and malted barley for the traditional three blend here in the United States. Yeah, it smells more grainy on the nose than it actually tastes, but you're getting, again, that Apple Jack style note. I guess after a while you are getting an apple cidery kind of a flavor. All right, well, let's just finish it, shall we? Split a little bit. We'll split a ice. You can't even see that. Yeah, let's put the ice cube in there, shall we? See what it's like, cool, chilled down. Usually I use water in my reviews, but I figured an ice cube isn't going to be super detrimental. Only ABV-wise, it'll be detrimental, but it's basically a flavored whiskey, so I don't think it's going to be too detrimental to this bourbon style. Well, this Alabama-style whiskey. All right, let's see. Like more of the grainy notes came out in the whiskey. Yeah, definitely it's grainier and spicier. Maybe more rye or wood tannins are coming out, or wood spice notes are coming out. Maybe more of a char. I don't know what kind of barreling they're using. How heavy the barrel char is. Definitely more of a spice. More of just straight cinnamon, not as much of the cinnamon sugary note. And there's more of the apple really coming out. There's a little bit of the Apple Jack note in the background, so some of the cinnamon sugar, but not much. It smells more grainy at this point. And sweet. Barrel char, spice. Cheers. Let's give it a drink. Get out of here, fly. Why does this remind me of Jameson or something like that? The grainy element of Jameson. You can't put ice in a whiskey. The not the bourbon junkies. Whiskey tribe. Yeah. The best bourbon or the best whiskey to drink is the one you like, and the best way to drink it is the way you like to drink it. Again, this is a flavored whiskey, technically, so who the heck cares? I know, JK, LOL. But yeah, more of like a grain whiskey, like a Jameson almost. Got some cinnamon in the background, some cinnamon sugar sweetness in the background, some vanillas. You get more of the appley notes actually out of it cold. Definitely something akin to apple pie either way, with the cinnamon sugar and the doughy top to it. Not really malty at all, but you're getting some white bready, indiscernible grainy notes. So this is a really easygoing bourbon. I keep saying bourbon. It's probably bourbon legally with it's probably legally bourbon, except for the fact that it has apple in it, so it's not really legally bourbon, but it's probably bourbon up to that point. So the finish, either way, I actually was surprised by the texture and the body of the whiskey before I put any water or the ice cube in it. I thought it actually had somewhat of a very light, but still on the creamy side of things for the body. So that was kind of cool. Light on the medium side. At this point, it's definitely thinned out the body substantially. There was more going on in the whiskey neat. There was more viscosity going on neat. Less, I was still getting the cereal grainy note neat, but not as heavy as with the ice. So I think your mileage is going to vary as far as what you like out of your whiskeys. I think if you like or how you want to drink this particular whiskey, your mileage is going to vary. I think at 85 proof, 42.5% ABV, and it's not super, super expensive. If you see it on the shelf and you don't necessarily want to spend a giant amount of money, this would be a really interesting change of pace here. I would say the drinkability, even though more of like 40%, 80 proof is standard Jameson. I think if you like standard Jameson or even a Bushmills, standard, not the 12, Captain, or the 10, whichever one you were drinking from Bushmills. But I think if you like Irish whiskey, you'll like this one with a little bit of the added sweetness that comes with a lot of the bourbons that we have here in the United States. So this would be a really good mixer, definitely. Really good for shots, I guess. Would I really drink this thing neat? Probably not. I would like to try. I got their bourbon to try at some point, and their rye. Maybe the bourbon's got a little more character going on. But I was really surprised, for the most part, that even neat it had somewhat of a creamy, oily viscosity. Not much of it. So you know what? I don't even recall. I didn't look in my local area to see how much a 750 milliliter bottle of Clyde's Mays original Alabama style whiskey would even go for. So I'm going to give by default, 85 is about an average. So I'm going to go up to about an 86 on this one. Very good, very interesting. I would probably drink this. I would definitely drink this over some Jameson if the two were next to each other. Yeah, there's definitely some cinnamon sugar faintly in the background, more of its corn and grain sweetness, which is why it's reminding me of Jameson with that grain sweetness and that lighter body. So yeah, 86. I would still recommend that. That would be a nice change of pace. I believe they also make 1.75 liter bottles. So go check that out. This has been the Clyde's May Alabama style whiskey, 86. Jameson's is rotten. Well, then you might not like this. Cheers. We'll see you soon. Every Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern Time, Boston, New York City time. We do the Wild Card Wednesday. Coming up right after this. Bring a beer, wine, or spirit. Just don't be a douche. And we'll be good. Cheers to Captain Bampton. Cheers to Joey Edibles. I didn't say hello. Hello, Joey Edibles. And we saw Angie over there from Good Vibrations from what was her channel name? Creative Vibrations. Cheers. Keep tasting those great whiskeys, and we'll see you soon. Bye.